Shout out Bahama Breeze by Yankee Candle. Nothing to do with this video at all. What's up, everybody? I'm here making another video, going over guitar tones. Today it's the Fleshwater We're Not Here to Be Loved album cover video. This one's long overdue. I should have done this quite literally years ago. I think I filmed it once before, but the audio is unusable. I'll go off record just saying this was years ago. A lot of the tones I don't even still use, but not for like a Fleshwater instance. This was just at the time what I had and what I was using and what I found to work. This program is called Reaper. It's a DAW, digital audio workstation. This is allowing me to put the songs in here as well as record my guitar and everything else I'm doing. All these lines and colors, I'll explain it all. A lot of what I did was automating patch changes or effect changes within Reaper. Meaning I could just play guitar and things are changing without me having to do a single thing in the moment. I do all the work ahead of time so I can just play the songs and not worry about stuff sounding incorrectly. I think a good starter for this tone is just going over the rhythm tone. Also, for the record, the recorded take, I believe, is an outtake from the actual cover. I had to like restore audio and like it wasn't the right one, and just for the record. So some stuff's gonna sound a little fucked up, like whatever I just played there. Let's get into the nitty gritty of the tone. So in this instance, I just have 3 plugins for the rhythm, and then I have a guitar master bus, which has an EQ, and I mean, Soothe is technically another EQ. So just 2 EQs on post. Post meaning like after the effects. I would never play with Soothe on because it adds latency, but the Pro Q3, this is a general guitar EQ I'll add after everything. So we're talking after the cabs and everything. So this makes a pretty significant difference. Yeah, that like, there's like this shh-esque noise. I don't know how else to explain it. It's like right here. That might not make any sense, but I'm also not like I'm not trained at this stuff to speak accordingly. So you're gonna get the I learned myself way, which might be cool for some of you. Some of you might be stoked to know you don't have to be like a Berkeley kid to do any of this stuff or whatever. So that's the general EQ I do. Just -4 dB around 3400. This is before Gojira X was out, so I had to manually transpose. So I played the whole album with a guitar in drop B, and then some songs are in drop A or drop C or whatever. So in this case, I have it set to -2. I have presets. Well, I can't go through them right now, but I've since installed Gojira X, so this plugin doesn't work the same way. Like it still works, but I can't go through all the menus the same. So anyway, the first instance is just a pitch shifter, and that's only on for the songs I need it on. And then I used Fortin Cali just for the Zool, which is the noise gate that Fortin Cali has. Fortin Cali has the regular noise gate, but it has this one. Back in the day, around the time I made the cover out, that was like my usual setup. I don't think that's necessary at all. And the bulk of the tone is just JD Rhythm 2 on Gojira. If you go to presets and then Gojira, it's on there. Only thing I did was add the gate. I added the Fortin Cali gate to it. That's about it. I don't think I changed any setting. I get a lot of questions about the Fleshwater tone, and I used my shitty Ibanez RG2EX1 with some, I upgraded the pickups, but they're not great. So like, basically my point is my guitar setup is not great. The tone I use is generic. Anyone can go and just hit preset hop and go to this one and be good. I guess I just want to be known off the rip that like, I'm not doing anything special to get my rhythm tone. I think most people like the fact that you can tell the difference of the 2 tones and that they work well together. When I make covers, my goal is not to do a 1-for-1 tone because I feel like I'll just spend too much time doing that versus actually learning the song, making a video, blah, blah, blah. I'd rather just get on with it, and the end result is you can actually hear my guitar pretty distinctively. And that, for me personally, that gets the ball rolling where like, if I was concerned about how well the tone lines up with the original song, I might have never made the full cover. I would have just been too wrapped up in tone. So basically, I just get with what works well for me, and then I go from there. And JD Rhythm 2 was great. It was a great starting point, and it was the end point. I never really fucked around with it. But that's not the only tone, right? See all these lines here? Looks like a lot, looks pretty messy. It might be messy, but those are all automation lanes, and basically as I'm going through and picking certain effects and toggling them on or off, or messing with the parameters of the effect, like how wet a effect might be, like a delay or reverb. Maybe at one point the reverb's full mix, and then at another point it's like 30% mix. I think I might do that with the noise gate. Well, I think the noise gate I toggle on and off for like feedback. Let's just get in the nitty gritty, right? How to make automations? There's two ways. You can hit V on whatever track, and normally you'll see the volume, this green lane pop up, and you can click the volume tab and then go to effects parameters and then pick your plugin and then pick whatever parameter. This gets a little messy because this list doesn't work with the scroll wheel, so that's pretty annoying, right? Easier way is hit this guy right here, track envelopes automation mode, and then find which thing you're trying to automate. And so off the rip, the first thing in the song phaser. There's phaser on. So you can see here, I have it activated. And then the settings I use for the phaser, I mean, it's one knob. That's the other thing is you guys can sit here and copy me all you want, and that will probably be great because you'll just be instantly where you want to be. But I'm using a phaser and it's one knob. I just urge some of you people to like mess around yourself. Turn the knob on and find the setting that you like, that sounds good to you. This is what just sounds good to me. You might like the setting all the way over here. That's wrong for this part, you know what I'm saying? It's a light. That's the other great thing if you didn't know. It's like after you record a track in a DAW, you can then change the parameter to see where it should be rather than playing and doing it. But yes, it's one knob, it's a phaser. You guys should be experimenting the same way I come to these conclusions. Just fuck around. Like, I mean, some of y'all might be a little inexperienced and don't even know to even turn a phaser on. You might mess with the chorus. You don't know what the effect is. That's fine too. At the end of the day, I just hope that someone learns something from this. Phaser stays on for a while, and then reverb and chorus come on. I turn the chorus and reverb on for the, and then when it comes off, turn it off for just those chords. The phaser staying on for the whole thing for that. And then just straight rhythm tone. And you can see here, I automate the gate off because this is like, you're just holding open notes, and I think sometimes the gate might choke it up. I just would turn it off to make it where that would never happen, because I don't want to be halfway through a song and then the gate's choking up, but I don't mean it to. You're going between fast rhythm parts that need to be choked up and then long open parts, so yeah, I would automate the gate off. And then I even automated gain, because yeah, it's like a lower gain part. And then rather than making a whole new tone for this one part, I was like, I can just switch shit. And then as the part comes, as it ends, I raise the gain of the amp back up. I turn the noise gate on. And then up here I have some markers because I was learning the song. I think I covered the album like within like 2 weeks of the album being out, so I needed little reminders. The songs were so new to me that I was like, I don't remember certain things. So 13th fret, I can even write fret, 13th fret. I don't think I hit 13th fret on that guitar track. That's the song right there, right? Yeah, no more automation for that. And then, of course, Closet has a whole different sound. Clean, I use Gojira, which makes sense because Gojira has dark sounding cleans. It's called Ambient Crystal Clean. It's got a chorus on those settings. It's on this head. Apparently we just don't use there's just no cab. So when it's grayed out up there, that means is you're not using it. So that's probably why it sounds, it's like a DI, but processed and reverb and delay. That's not necessarily what the song sounds like. I mean, it does, but my guitar is too bright. Yeah. The recording almost sounds like it has like a blanket over it in a sense of like the darkness. That's the clean sound I use for at least Closet. There's probably something else I use it for. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to mention, to automate presets, because I have like a rhythm sound here with a bunch of effects being automated. I have a low gain, I have a clean, I have the clean for Just Enjoy, and the backstairs breathing intro. I have 5 tones with a lot of effect changing. When I'm making the cover, every guitar track is armed to record, but then I automate them to be muted. So only one track is actively unmuted. And it's the same way you would do the effects, where you could hit V and then go to mute instead of volume, or you can hit the automation thing and then hit track envelopes and then do mute. One thing to note is you might want to try to have less tracks being armed depending on your computer, because let's say every like different part you just make a new tone, then you've got to arm, let's say you had double the amount of tracks that I had for submit, so you had 10 guitar tracks. Isn't that crazy? But let's just say each one has multiple instances of neural DSP. After a while, your computer will likely get bogged down. Whatever I'm doing is fine for my computer. Your mileage will definitely vary. Ah, yes, this part. We just have the whammy active, right? The whammy comes on, and then there's the whammy position. And in this song, it has that obvious woo, and then yeah. Like you can hear in the song how there's a rise and a descend on the whammy pedal. The settings are just blade 1, fully wet, all the way up. Like the foot pedals, you can change the foot pedals all the way up. Just classic whammy, up 1 octave. Rhythm tone here. This is definitely an outtake, because the more I hear the guitar, I'm like, these are so many wrong little things. That's not the point of the video. Razor's Apple. I think a lot of this is just the rhythm until like the end of the song. I was at the wrong spot. I left it on the rhythm and I put reverb and chorus on. Oh, and the gates off. This is what I was doing, the behind the nut thing, which sounded right to me, but maybe it's wrong. I don't care, dude. At this point, I don't care if any of this shit's wrong. Chorus is set to the same it was before, and reverb is also set to the same it was before. I'm not picky. I just put this shit on and I'm like, close enough, and I just rock with it. So I'm sure some of y'all out there could be more accurate with your tones. It's all rhythm stuff. Like literally the whole rest of the song is just rhythm. You can see by these lanes. Woohoo! Wow gets active because it's this wow, the -2. Woohoo is mostly rhythm until turn the gate off for that, and then bang. It's just chorus pedal on, and the settings are the same as the other 2 tones. And then at the end of this phrase, there's like a whammy dip, which we could see that I did here. Not that one, the next one. Horrible. That was a horrible take. But see, what I would do here is I would actually like, if this were the take, I would go through and I would, well, first off, that's gotta be yeah, it's all fucked up. I'd line up, see how you could see that's where the hit comes in. This whole ascend thing doesn't matter here. All I was trying to do is see when wow active comes on, that's when the position matters. So the whole time it's off, this doesn't matter. It's just so that when I'm at this one point, I can do it. And then Chorus delay reverb, man. And I'll go to the settings again, but I don't change these settings. You would know if I changed the settings because there would be an automation lane for like delay, like reverb amount or reverb, whatever. I get the idea that some people think there's more going on here than there actually is. It's very simple shit. And Linda Claire's probably chorus stays on. And of course the wow active, because that's also gonna drop in this song. Drop the Zool. Chorus comes off things. And then the pre-solo has chorus, reverb, and delay. Got one note. This just has whammy, reverb. Whammy, reverb, and noise gate off for the solo. Not even chorus, for the solo for Linda Claire. Noise gate off because, you know, there's feedback and shit. That's probably the hardest thing for me to replicate is like those in-between feedbacks. I didn't even try because I feel like on an album, they're probably just recording that one section, turning the amp up a fuck ton so you can get those in-betweens and getting like a real capture of that song. All right, next song, Kiss the Ladder, where I infamously play the lead wrong. I still kind of cringe at that one. Well, let's see what it sounds like. See, I'm doing boo-de-doo-doo, and I think the recording is boo-de-doo-doo, boo-de-boo-de-doo, boo-de-doo-doo, boo-de-doo-doo-doo. That's just a product of me, like, rushing to get things covered. Couldn't tell you why in my mind I was like, someone's gonna beat me to covering this full album in one go. I don't think anyone's even done that since I've done it. And that's like, that's not like, oh, I'm the only guy. That's not what it's like somehow in my brain, someone else is gonna do this before me. And that would actually be cool. That influenced the speed of which I covered stuff. The lead for this is chorus, reverb, delay, and phaser. Let's go. A little phaser action. There's another instance where like it's just close enough and it sticks out enough where you hear what I'm playing and like it's cool. Like it just works. The noise gate was off for that last part and it's on here. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't do anything for that verse, because there's definitely like an affected guitar. I mean, there's like that wow, wow, wow. I'm just doing like the rhythm part, which I guess works. Back to the lead that I play wrong. Oh, and then here we go. The low gain tone makes its appearance. Again, I have just the Zool and then Archetype Plini, a preset I made a long time ago called Cha Single Coil that has compressor, overdrive, amp, the clean one, no EQ. Fab is whatever the fuck stock shit on here. Yeah, Plini is great for this like low gain, like push thing. Like, I mean, you can use Plini for a rhythm tone, don't get me wrong, but I think it really shines in that low gain territory. That is literally the only spot that makes an appearance. The end of the song. Then we have Enjoy. Got some whammy. That was a hard thing to figure out because it's like the harmonic is like slowly rising. I should have fucked around with this slope a little more and made it more like ascending. But again, so many moving parts to this that like that little thing was like whatever. I had my eyes on the finish line of getting the album covered. It's rhythm tone until the verse, and then it has the enjoy clean, which as you would imagine, I only use for this one part. But I use Nolly. Narrow Alt, which is a preset Yvette Young made for her song Nero. Shout out Yvette Young, she rocks. If you don't know who she is, and she sounds nothing like Fleshwater at all, but she rocks. And that's got compressor, both overdrives, into the clean amp. Ooh, little EQ. Ooh, she messing with that shit. Everything has been fucked with. Yeah, and I remember I think the reverb, or no, the delay is kind of set to mimic a chorus. It just has that sort of sound, like very, very vague one because the mix is all the way up and there's no chorus on. That's the one thing I wish Nolly had, was a chorus pedal, but I don't use Nolly as much as I should. It's a very sick all-around one though, I will say. But yeah, I just used for the verses, happens twice, and then rhythm, narrow. Use it for this part too. And the ending is just rhythm again. And I play it wrong. And then Backstairs Breathing is the only song on this album that's in drop C. Gojira, just so we can transpose up to drop C. And then I used Charlie Robbins' main low, probably low gain, whatever. Use a preset. He has like a free pack of presets for Plini, and again, this is before Plini X was out, so the preset will work on Plini X too. Compressor always max for him, it seems like. Overdrive, clean amp. He fucks with the EQ. Honestly, dude, yeah, this is. EQ will clean so much shit up if you know how to use it correctly. Reverb and delay on this guy. I was not crazy about this tone, honestly. I think I also played the part rhythm, and then throw the reverb on at the end of the song, so with the gate off, so it holds the note out barely. Again, you need like a real amp to feed back like that. Fortin, mostly rhythm until whatever this part is, which is just delay, reverb, chorus, and gate off. Again, just rhythm until turn the gate off for this part because it was choking up when I was playing it, I remember. And I guess I just left the gate off for the end of the song. But yeah, that's it. It's just mostly JD Rhythm 2 on Gojira with some effects. And when the effects sound close enough, it's taken as pretty correct, I guess. Not a lot going on here. I would say the automation is crazier. The automation is more intimidating than the actual tones themselves. Sorry it took me so long to make this video. I literally, like I said, I should have made this video years ago. If you want me to go over the tones I use on the most recent Fleshwater covers, I can do that. I don't use any of these tones. I might use these plugins, but not in the same way. Yeah, if you're interested in that, or any other tones I've made or I have for certain covers, let me know what you want to see. I got this fucking expensive mic, so I gotta start talking more. If any of y'all need anything tabbed out, any drums written, any drums recorded, any production done, any help, any lessons, I got my email in the description. Hit me up. And thanks for watching.